Welcome back to our Lessons in Living Character seminar. During this session, we are going to talk from page 34 in your manual. And we are going to talk about lesson preparation and planning. I want to go through this portion of the manual. Kind of step by step. So you will understand how to prepare a lesson. First for yourself, and then also for the children that you are going to teach. So please follow along with me on page 34 in your manual. Lesson preparation, and planning. With the preparation of each week's lesson, there must be a proper and thoroughly prepared lesson plan. Listed below are a list of steps to assist you in providing a quality and comprehensive lesson for your students. This plan will help ensure that your students will be taught well and that they will follow through on the doing and teaching others parts of the lesson. As we spoke about in previous sessions, our goal is not just to give students information about character, but we want to lead them into doing or practicing, or we would say applying character in their life. And after they apply the character quality to their own life, they will have the ability to teach others, to share with others what their own experience has been. As we have said, this is the Hebrew method of character learning. I believe this is the way that Christ taught. To take God's word, to apply it practically, and then to walk in that truth in our life. So let's go through these steps. Teacher preparation, step 1. Number 1. Why is this lesson important to me and to the children I teach? You need to ask and answer these questions. Why is this important to me and to the children? Number 2, what truths am I going to first learn and then teach children? What's the content of this material? What are the principles that I'm going to teach? Number 3 is how will I first learn and then teach these lesson truths to my students using the 6 methods of learning: of seeing, hearing, saying, writing, doing, and teaching others. How will I put those methods into my lesson in teaching these character truths? What visuals will I learn? How will I use repetition? How will I use the use of the writing application, the application of doing, and then also the feedback of how they can teach others? Number 4, how am I preparing myself to be an example of what I am teaching? We know from our previous sessions about the importance of our own example. Number 5, what visual means am I going to use in teaching these lessons? Visuals are very important to interact and to catch the attention of children. Posters, colorings, what will catch the eye of the child? Number 6, what methods of review will I use to see if children understand and are practicing by doing the lesson material in their lives? How will I know? How will I know they understand and practice what I'm teaching? Number 7, what changes in the character of the children am I wanting to see as a result of this lesson? And as a result of my prayers? Where am I going to be looking to see God at work? Number 8, why should the children put the truths of this lesson into their life? You need to be able to motivate them, to give them a reason why they should study and learn these principles. Number 9, how will the children put the truths of this lesson into practice in their life? First, why should they do it? And then how will they do it? Number 10, why should the students in my class teach this lesson to others? A very important question to ask. Number 11, what lesson truths will my students teach others? Again, getting the principles very clear in your mind to share with others. Number 12, who will my students teach these lesson truths and principles to? Who are they going to share with what you have been teaching them? Number 13, how will my students teach what they have learned from this lesson? You will lead them as by an example of how to teach. So your example will be very important. Number 14, when and where will my students teach what they have learned? How will they do this? When are they going to do this? And where will they do it? Help them walk through the process of how they're going to apply it, where, and with whom. Number 15, how will I know if they're teaching others? In other words, what is my feedback process? Number 16, Am I committed to following through on these steps of lesson planning? Am I committed to this? Am I committed to teaching character? Am I committed to follow up in preparing myself and my students? Number 17, plan a lesson using the lesson materials provided. In the next page, 35 it is, you will see a lesson plan. That next session we will begin to investigate and go into this. And number 18, internalize the lesson by you becoming familiar with the lesson materials. In the next session, that's what we are going to do. We call this Teacher's Lesson Planning Step 2, where you will begin to study the material yourself. And you will take the lesson on page 35 and you will internalize it, make it your own, and prepare a lesson. And then we'll teach you about how to present it to the class. So what we have talked about in this session, lesson preparation and planning, is so important. Because by asking these questions, you begin to understand the importance of the lesson, how to teach the lesson, how to motivate your students, the results that you want to see in your students, and to give you the assurance that what you've taught, they are practicing and doing, and teaching others. Okay, once again, go into your groups and discuss the two questions we normally would ask you. What have I learned in this session? And how does this apply to my teaching of character? God bless.